welcome to our live Facebook. This is Martin here, and it's indeed an honor as we welcome 2025, a very relative new year. Now remember, this time last year in January, many of you would have listened, and I don't think many of you may have stayed on until this year and probably has dropped off for most of the year. Now the stock market is relatively interesting market. It will really test your patience in it, and you got to have a strategy. Now if you're like any of our member or using some of our strategy, I'm definitely sure that you have done pretty well compared to the overall market. And of course tonight I want to share with you some of the results that even our trading board is currently doing, testing forward, and share with you using the green pentagon. All right, so that's pretty much to reconfirm that year 2024 has been a good year. Year 2023 was a good year, but year 2022 was a bad year, and we have 2 good years, which is quite good. And I do hope that some of the methodologies and green pentagon will find you a bit more healthier than you are not. And if you are generally not doing so good, perhaps you might want to share in the group, or perhaps go to our SMARTRobie. There's a FAQ, and share a bit more how we can definitely help you in this manner going forward. We are quite confident of our tool will definitely make you money, and that's why we share with you the forward testing model where we are. But the thing is, the time they may not have the patience and tenacity, and that's why people don't do so. It is, after all, a performance merit when it comes to the stock market and investing in here. But if you have invested in the US market, then you do pretty much well. I'm still pretty much looking in the US market for the year 2025, and tonight definitely this topic that you see here, the first quarter 2025 market outlook and sector watch out, is definitely I will covering both the US market and the Malaysian market. So at least we'll give you some definite sector to look at. And if you are our current existing member, the VAC 360 member, give me a shout out and give me a thumbs up. At least I know that you are among the friendly audience in here. All right, let's get on started. I don't want to keep you too long. Now, Trade VSA, our company is one of the first Malaysian digital investment advisor. We are the license holder, so that's why we carry our green pentagon that you see in our SMARTRobie. Good evening, Sukumaran. Nice of you to come by. All right. So I hope that you've done well too, Sukumaran. And we are still going along, chugging that road and going forward with it. So this is pretty much where we are right now. So in November 2023, we got our first MD license, and last year, October, we got our DIA license too. So that's been a very good thing. All right. So what's forward? Looking ahead in 2025, right? We are right now going to talk about the Malaysian stock market, the start of the this year trend. That's where we are, and also the year of snake outlook. I'm sure many of you also have listened to other speakers and giving their opinion in here. I think it's also good to sort of go around, but more importantly is to have an idea that challenge your current existing viewpoint about the market. Where is it going? It got to be a basis where to look at it, and also where we're heading to. All right. Now the US market is probably, again, I reconfirm here, is your next bet after the correction that we see right now. Now, I've talked about this correction in January of 2025, way back in December. I talk about after December you should start taking profit, and lo and behold, the market did actually go right now. The market will try to prop back up here a bit, but I think going forward the market will likely to be struggling, and it was likely going to be pulled back, and we will see, try to get a bit more on the correction mode in here. So we were going to share with you our trading board. Many of you may have heard of it before, but if you have not heard of it before, a lot of our stock trade idea that that are buy call and sell call, do take note. After all, now we can issue buy call and sell call like any broker houses because we are a licensed digital investment advisor. And we want to showcase with you how SMARTRobie would have performed where we go back like a time machine and see how do you do that, and also give you a bit of a summary. All right, so is the year of a snake, okay, good for stock market? What do you all think? All right, those of you who are in the audience, give me your take, good or bad, the snake year, right? We have 2013. Now remember, 2013 was a pretty good year. That was when Anwar came in, no, sorry, when the Najib came into the picture. That was almost 12 years ago, right? The stock market was booming. What about 2025? Now we do know that 2024 was a good year for the KLCI. Partly is because whatever you see right now, the data center, the construction, all already been priced in. So do take note. Now, if you've been watching the news in the Age as well as some of the economists, they are always bullish about the stock market, okay? And for me, I'm sort of neutral because a lot of the good news is already being priced in. So we got to have more projects coming in here. The stock market, remember, is a very forward-looking, almost 9 months ahead, okay? So that's why, and also the impact of the foreign fund flows, which I always talk about in my morning breakfast show. Right. So if you look back in the year of snake, is it a good year or not? Let's take a look. Now, if you look back into this year of dragon, now same time last year in January 2024, we came from a very lousy 2023. No, the lousy 2022, but 2020 was a good year. Many people were not convinced, right? That's usually the case. Right, a lot of people are not fast enough to turn to the market, and also it is because a lot of the burden that they have and a lot of relearning a lot of us have to go through, where the stock market do not take prisoner. It will not agree with you a lot of things. You may have an opinion, but that's not important. The most important is when you're right, you make money. Isn't that correct? All right. So that's where we are looking at. So if you look back in the year of dragon, that was certainly a good year. The S&P 500 was from 5,300, it went up to 6,001 and now pulled back a bit. So that was a nice run, almost a 12%. Now, if you look back here, this is where we are, right? This is the year of the snake. Now, year of the snake, if you notice, what am I showing you here, right? The win ratio is only 33% compared to last year, 75%. The annual return, 11%. Last year was 12%, but last year S&P 500 done pretty well. I'll share with you the figures. It's close to about 25%. But S&P on average, then again, this is an average, okay? So it just tells you it didn't do so well. Minus 0.5. Okay, minus 0.5. Rabbit was a good year. The year before, 2023, was certainly a good year. Then Tiger was the year where we had the invasion of Ukraine by Russia, which is almost 3 years already coming. The war has not lasted in here. So the year of the horoscope is pretty much spot on. So if that's the case, year of a snake and the year of the horse are certainly not a very good year. So that simply means we have to be very, very careful going forward right now. So that is the basis I want to start off this year. Okay, in the beginning of January last year, 2024, for those of you who have, you can still watch that video on YouTube or in this channel in here. I've talked about the year of dragon being a very positive year. Year of snake, definitely not. All right, so the answer is not a good year for the S&P 500. So it remains a very, very trading kind of month. So last month, on the 19th of December, I've talked about why Bursa will not rally like the US market. We do have structural economic issues, which is the labor, and we have the so-called pegged to the Chinese yuan, our ringgit basically, right? And the foreign funds are leaving after Donald Trump made his election on the November 6th, and incoming for the inauguration on the 20th of this month, which is only next week, will be a public holiday in US. So a lot of the foreign funds which previously came has flown out. Now, if you are a VSA 360 member, you would have known this. I've made it very clear to the members A lot of time it's just that I'm not sure whether you are paying attention or not, right? So most of the time, our trader friends and our members in here need to be aware of the foreign fund flows, and I do think that I've been regularly informing you to watch out for this. And then also is the market breadth. Now the market breadth and depth, definitely almost for the last 6 months up to August, okay, from March to July was good. I mean, you see a lot of stocks that is trading above the 200-day moving average, but after the August 4th, 5th, okay, which we have the global sell-off, and we saw that many stocks, almost 50% of stocks are trading below 200-day moving average. So that means that actually the KLCI last year, the Bursa KLCI that performed well was partly due to only about this couple of stocks, which is the heavyweight, and that's carrying in here. And that's something not quite good. You want to have a full market breadth, then the market can perform. Else you are going to be dependent on those few stocks, and definitely stock picking becomes very important. So you have to pick the right stock here. So if you look back into the yearly return, okay, so let me just get this out of the way here. So just going to use the pencil, right? So last year, 2024 was not too bad. You can see we have a 12% after so many years, huh? But immediately off the bat, just only 15 days, we are down 4% only. As a matter of fact, in January, we are up 4%, all right? So it's important that you understand the monthly seasonal in here. So when you are knowing where the seasonal month is, then you can sort of time yourself much better. Now, having said that, if the month of January is bad, we haven't ended yet. You know, we are still like another 13 days to Chinese New Year, right? And I do think that maybe coming to Chinese New Year, there may be a bit of rally, but you notice the month of February, we have a rally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got more rally month than February month, but definitely March, okay, summa mati. We got February rally, so that means maybe just coming to the end of the month, we have a positive March, and then April looks pretty good, right? April's good. May is definitely all bad, so May is a down month. Okay, April is a good month, so I'll just draw it up here. So take note, yeah, I'd probably draw it up here. Let me just erase this so that you can follow too. All right, so because when you go back in the month of March, you might want to watch this video and give you some sort of preference. So you can see from here, right, month of April is a good month. Okay, January is a bad month. Okay, February is a good month. Okay, March, bad month. All right, May, okay, bad month. How I know that? I look at the more months. And then you got June, also bad month. July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 4, so it's a good month. Okay, August is a good month. You can see, right? August we did recover. And then September, mati keras. Show mati keras one. All right, September, never ever. So after September, October, 1, 2, 3, 4. October slightly recover lah. Usually the case because September the market fall then February. Then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. November also mati. Right? And then December, you all remember December, right? December the market wasn't doing well. Only after Christmas, right? Which is the 26, 20, I think 27, 28, 38, the market finally run. Right? It was window dressing, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, the market didn't do anything, which we'll take a look at it. So if you look at this prognosis, this chart that you see in here, you definitely see that January not good, February was good, March also no good, April good. So how many months is bad? 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5. No. How many months is bad first? So this is, let me just erase this. So 1, 2, 3, okay, 4, 5, 6. Oh, pretty all right. 6 months good. And then 6 months is bad. All right. So keep in mind. But month of December was unfair lah. Because only last 3 days the market rally only. Other than that, the market did not rally, right? Yeah. So if you're just going to be buy and hold, it's a very suffering year. Last year, 2024. Okay. So same thing this year, 2025. It's going to be a trading month. Now, of course, for our members, the VSA 360 members, I've talked about those exit rules and how many days you want to be holding it. But tonight, I'll probably share a bit from our SMARTRobie deal. You can check out our SMARTRobie trading performance in our website. All right. So one way to know where is it, let me just bring it up here. I'm going to bring up the website. Then you can check out the rules. Okay. So over here, so you go to tradevsa.com and then you go to our services. All right. And you go to SMARTRobie. Don't forget we also have this. So once you get into here, our robo services in here, and you want to scroll right in the middle. And this is something I will touch base upon. Right. So this is over P75 and FBM's KLCI. We started when? When did we start this? We started this way back in 2024. Right. Yeah. You can see from here, we started back in April. So that was an April return. From that time frame onwards, then we have the P75, which is our best performance. So far, you can see that the January month is also down 3%. All right, you can check this out, and you can see that month of June was a good month. Then December month was a bad month too. All right, we got a 3%, but November we pick up a lot of good stocks. The P75 in here. So this is how the board performance is, and in many ways, your performance if you're trading will be quite similar. You can't be making money, every month. So this is considered one of the industrial best. And of course, if you look at the US market, the Robie FA is done well. So just come over this side, check out the view, and you can also, download the SMARTRobie, because we intend to promote the SMARTRobie as the stock market assistant that will give you positive expectancy in your trading system, right? After all, our methodology has been, scrutinized by the Securities Commission of Malaysia. So we are kind of proud of it that, and also we time machine tested it in here. The question is that can you use it effectively, right? And more importantly, without emotion. When you need to take profit, you take profit. When you need to cut loss, you will have to cut loss. All right. So on that basis, now we turn our attention to the US market. We will use the VOO S&P 500 ETF as an indicator. All right. So now we go back to, so we delete all this. So you can see month of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we coming off from a very strong 2024, a strong November. See, November is always a strong one. December wasn't doing that good, right? December, the month was bad, but you can see most of the month December was good, but S&P 500 was down. So usually January month, right, we would see the market go up. But because this year we have Trump inauguration, and because Trump is coming in after January 20th, his policy and all the tariff, the 60% tariff on China. But keep in mind, even way back in 2016, when he first became the president, right, a lot of the tariff that he promised that he'd do, but many of them didn't actualize. All right, the tariff was much smaller than it is, so the impact was not that high. Okay, the only year that they done pretty bad one was the 2008, where he actually ramped up a lot of the tariff, the steel tariff, and that's where the market fell. That was in month of December. You can see that, right? One of the biggest crash was that. Usually you will see 9% in here. So month of February, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so February is going to be bad. If you have a good January, then February will be bad. March is always good. April is good too. Okay. Now remember, they always talk about sell in May and go away. Check it out, man. There is no bad month in May. May is also good. Okay. June also good. Okay. July also good. Okay. August 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also good. September only not so good. Okay. September is down. Okay. October 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, October also down, and then November will pick up, and then December will pick up. So from here onwards, you can see down months. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 down months. Okay, and you get how many good months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you get 9 up months. So isn't it make sense for you to trade the US market? Just looking at the seasonality of the market, it's a no-brainer. So that's why when you come to our website, our information sharing in here using the SMARTRobie, we want you to know about these monthly return, which is very important, form of the basis. So just like if you're going to go into the jungle to do hiking, be prepared. Bring a torchlight, bring some extra food in case you get lost or whatever, and also your handphone. No doubt, maybe in the jungle, when you're hiking the hill, you can still get some mobile signal in here. Okay, so this is a basis. So do watch this when you come back to the coming month. Now, in the Bursa last year, the KLSE, just at the December month, I discussed about this, that the year-end rally, right? Would there be a year-end rally? And you all know December no rally one. So lo and behold, you can see we started in December. This is where we were, around 1603. And then it hit 1600 on Christmas Day. Then the last 3 days, it rallied up just to push up. It was a window dressing. And then finally to sell back down. So this was a big knockout. And today we have the big sell-off too. And then foreign funds are selling. 1553. So when foreign funds are selling, some of the funds generally get repatriated back. And of course, those of you who have the BSA 360 in here, and you will notice the market actually go down right to the red bar. Okay, this red bar means it is in the stage 4. All right, it started in stage 4 in here. The green pentagon was a signal. Best tell you that, don't play when the green red pentagon here, must sell zao lah. Right in here. Okay, all right, don't play around with it. And how far it's going to go, generally if you look at here, from this period it has to move back. So until Chinese New Year lah, another 13 more days, the market will recover back. Okay, so if the market were to go a bit higher, short the market. Okay, you pull back, short the market is going to go down some more. All right, so there is no Chinese New Year rally. Maybe just after Chinese New Year rally, as I said before, the February month will generally be better. All right, February and then March is good. So that will take you almost the first quarter of 2025. All right. Now, I also been reading a lot of economists. They talk about the economy, how they tied it back to US. Our Malaysian market, like it or not, no tied to US market. Really, we are tied to China market, because that's the largest trading partner. I just don't understand why all these economists try to, make us sound like, we are very important. Actually, we are nothing. Our country, where we are, even the market capitalization, we even lose out to Thailand. We even lose out to Singapore. Lose out to, we're just above Indonesia only. No, we lose out to Indonesia, I think. Yeah. That's right. So it's very insignificant, our market is. But one thing great about our market, we have a lot of retail participation. Okay, and that's why we see a lot of active participation. Even the current one, the Oriental Kopi, oversubscribed by 66 times, because people find it, every time when they go to the shopping mall, they see Oriental Kopi, it's always full, and think that, there's a good stock to be buying, right? Well, it all depends on you. If you get the pink form, then you might get a 30% gain for small profits, like tikam lah. It's a bit like you get your 4-digit number. But there's a better way, is to use the Pentagon Guider. You stand a better chance of winning. Okay, keep in mind. So going back to, so for February month, what do you see? February month, we do see, if you're going to get a 4%, and this is just going to recover back slightly, it's not going to drop by 4%. It will come back, and you'll see February month recovering back. The market doesn't go down. Now, this is today news where the economy and some economists talk about tightening monetary policy, right? Because our inflation is higher, they want to increase the interest rate, which means your loan by 25 basis point, right? Now, current loan is already very high. We are looking for the market to cut interest rate, right? But remember, US is not cutting, so Malaysia won't cut. But for the Bank Negara to tighten, mean to increase interest rate, unlikely. Our Bank Negara is very accommodative one, right? Because they know a lot of people buy property, so if they increase the interest rate, right, then more hardship or people have to pay bayar, and so on and so on. So that's the thing that I don't think they're going to raise interest rate, nor they're going to cut interest rate. They usually just stay sideways and give out a very blanket statement saying that looking at US FOMC and so forth. Okay, then you look at the Age magazine, the expert pick 2025. Now, if you ask me, do they make sense? Remember, a lot of these are actually trading stocks. Okay, so a lot of these already price in whatever news they talk about. So one better way is to use the green pentagon, right, to do the timing and trade from there. So if you look at this, let me just bring out the, now of course those of you don't have, you can use the pentagon, but for our members, use the trading view, okay? So from here onwards, I'm going to show you how I use the trading view, and of course our members yesterday when we did our monthly orientation, I talked a lot about the, what did I talk a lot about last night? Yeah, the taking profit, cutting loss, action. That's very important. So if you look from here, UUE, okay, and let's look at the daily chart. All right, you can see it already hit all-time high. Red pentagon, what does that mean? Means take profit. All right, Southern Gate. Okay, Southern SCG, same thing also. A red pentagon already, this one. Definitely red pentagon. You see red pentagon somewhere around here. A bit slow today. Yeah, red pentagon somewhere around here. All right. So green was good, pick up. And then remember, we always say take quick profits. Don't hang around too long. So here, muscle, take some quick profit. Then maybe later come back to it. Then you'll be okay. So this one market go down. So then Pekat. All these stocks that you see on the Edge newspaper, all very nice story one, right? Only good for the beginner. Because beginner not want to have story to buy, right? But the smart money know this. They use a story to trap you. Okay, so for Pekat, so far good. But I do think this one, a matter of time, the bugger will slam down inside here. Now we can see, once it cross above the, what we call our market stages here, until this red, the red light one is the so-called danger zone. The market will pull back, and it is pull back now. So if you want to go in, better not. You wait for it to come back down a bit lower and then do it. So let's talk about AME. Now, of course, for our members, those of you who have some stocks you want to look at, pencil those in later on. I'll take a look at it. So AME also, Mati Keras also, red pentagon also, this one. Okay, already red pentagon already. MN Holding. Okay, Holding. MN Holding. Other. Yes. Red pentagon also, this one. Yep, all the same one. Okay. Gamunda, also red pentagon. Okay. Okay, red pentagon. Because the market now is selling down. So everything is red pentagon. Because what we have found out by when we did our research, by the time the analysts come out with this report, right, who buys them? You think of it, who buys them? Who reads the edge? Right? The beginner, the untrained, they will listen and they will buy this. So by the time they have it, guess what? The smart money would have been selling this. But of course, many of you who is our member, they know the truth of the market in here, and that's why they'll see a lot of red pentagon in here. All right? So don't be fooled, okay? Don't be fooled, okay? Please, Hong Leong Bank. Right, so if you ask me why do a lot of research being put into it, is because of creating content. Just like what the TikTok content creator, research does play a role to educate the public. Okay, but unfortunately, if the market is good, then the market can go higher. If not, a lot of time when they buy a certain stock, they are trapped. And they don't cut loss too. So they don't cut loss, they hold on to it. It will take some time for the market. So you can see Hong Leong Bank is breaking below the 200-day moving average. So what are the good stock to buy? Check out on the SMARTRobie. I think there's one, Ta'an. Okay, Ta'an came out, I remember, which actually point upwards rather than point downwards. You can see here, just turn green Pentagon here, right at the below here. No one's talking about Taan, right? Just wait for the green Pentagon to come out. There you can see green Pentagon, but today is down 0.71. But this one will take a bit of room to go up from here, right? There's another one. Check out SMARTRobie app on your phone. Okay, so then we'll move on to the US market. Now again, because of Trump is going to be sworn in on the 28th, a lot of talk whether they are saying that, will Malaysia be impacted. Now remember, Malaysia product, if you ship it to US, which is our rubber glove, will get 10 to 20%, right? Tariff. It's only saying, not yet implemented. So again, going back to some of the literature that I read on, going back to his first Trump administration in 2016 to 2020, not all of them actually get activated the tariff in here. It all depends usually Trump is a bully. Okay, he's a bully. He will use words to threaten people, but whether he use it or not is still a question mark. So keep that in mind. So if you look back at the Trump, this is a calendar that I'm going to be covering at least until the second half of the year. Okay, so remember 20th of January, Trump will sworn in as the president for the 6th president of the United States. And he is going to be coming out many of his policies. A lot of them are right-wing, including the immigration deployment. Right, they're going to all these illegal migrants, they're going to shipping them out. So that's one thing. Then we have the Chinese New Year rally. All right, if there is one. So far, I said before, we are right in the down of the market. But if the Chinese New Year rally will come, it'll probably be 1 or 2 days after the Chinese New Year. All right, we don't see that any more Chinese New Year rally. Actually, it's like only the Christmas rally, and if it was after Christmas rally, only 3 days, right? On the 27th, 28th and 29th of December, then that one after the market come down, it was in fact window dressing. The market go up, then kaboom kaboom, all the way down, right? Then there are talks about end of this month whether there will be an interest rate cut on March 2025, but the job numbers that are coming out seems to be very, very positive. So they may not cut rates at all. So I wonder why our economists in Malaysia said that we will raise interest rate, right? When US may want to cut interest rate in March or likely to not cut interest rate, right? Will hold their interest rate. And then we have the possible March onward is the gradual tariff hikes, because it's not going to be quick. He'll come in, he'll say a bit more. So coming to the April month, they will see a bit of tariff hike, and that's where the US market will respond to, right? Whether it is positive or not, it's a bit unknown, but right now the market is correcting, and I haven't seen what is the US futures looking at, because the market will open in another 24 minutes for the US. Then we have the sell in May. Weaker summer seasonality, but you all know, in fact, which I've just shared with you, the VOO actually is stronger in May. So some of these things that you learned in the past is just a lot of content, a lot of what they call clickbait, just to get your attention, but always check with the facts. That's why in Trade VSA, we deal with the facts. We teach our students, we teach our people in here, be careful of the person in front of you, including myself, what we say. So learn to read the chart, learn to read the price and the volume, and then you will be taken care, like what my Sifu say, Mr. Tom William, the founder, the creator of Volume Spreaders. Then the second half of 2025 will full impact. Now generally, if the first half of the year is pretty bad, then we'll get a better half for the second year. But overall, if you notice, the Dow Jones and the S&P 500 for the last 13 to 15 years has been real performer. That's why if I want to put my money, it's definitely on the US market when the market pull back. All right, the market's not going to crash for the US market. When we pull back, it's going to be up. So let's look at some of the baseline scenario for 2025, and this is from Citibank, the tariff hike. So they say that here, basically when they raise interest rate, all right, and they increase the tariff, that will have a pressure on the GDP growth. All right. Now, usually when GDP growth goes down for US market, then you'll see a lot of economists and they say recession, 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 recession. We saw that a lot in 2022 and early 2023. Because they have to write something, what? Correct or not? So when there is a pressure like right now, they say not moving well, the economy not doing well, food prices is up, inflation, then recession. Then suddenly everybody start writing about recession. Your mailbox will be bombarded with recession and your news will be bombarded with recession. So as a normal user who not savvy enough, you also kena tipu lah. Correct not? So that's what my job is, to clear the cloud or clear the so-called smoke. Okay, the smoke, and you can see clearly. Use the green pentagon, ladies and gentlemen. It's in your SMARTRobie apps. As a matter of fact, it's almost free because weekend you don't have to pay, right? Then there are tax cut. Definitely tax cut is negligible. Although a lot of people say that the tax cut that is implemented by Trump will push the stock market high. But if you look back in the past, they are quite negligible. The tightening of the immigration policy also tada. Deregulation is good. All right, in US deregulation, one of them was Mark Zuckerberg just came out. Hey, they're not going to do many of the so-called fact-checking, okay, because they're deregulating. So when that's deregulating means there is a downward pressure on the US stock prices, okay. So it means prices are free to move up and down, right, and the pressure will be on the US GDP, which is upward means GDP actually go up, all right. And then there is a thing called the consumer sentiment on Trump will boost the economy. We all know Trump 2016 to 2020, he was just a mediocre president on their performance. And remember that time we have also the COVID. So it was kind of difficult to judge how well he performed. But definitely on the COVID, Americans suffer a lot. A lot of people actually die from that one. So for his Trump 2.0, he started off with the buying of Greenland and also Canada. So that is already some of the funny things that he's doing. So I'm not too sure. But bear in mind, Trump is good for the stock market. All right, because he is a businessman. He will do whatever with his cronies, people like Elon Musk in here to prep the market. Now, Elon Musk has a big position in his own Tesla car and SpaceX, and also Trump has his Trump Media too. DJT. All right, DJT. Let's take a look at DJT, which is Trump's stocks here, and see how well it performed. DJT, Trump Media. You can see, right? Line change, right? Finally up 21 points. That was on 13th of January. Okay, so the market went up a lot when he won, right? November, this is, November 12th, no, November 8th when he won here somewhere, right? November 6th he won, but then the market plateaued and finally took off 21% back to $39. It was around $34 in here. So inauguration coming, okay? So this is why I say that when a president has a stake on the stock market, the country can go down, okay? But the stock market may not go down, right? After all, we all know he only cares for himself, okay, as a businessman. Unfortunately, this is why US markets still remain to be a prime place to put your money. All right, good evening. All right, Chekna and also Rosmandi. So let's talk about the king of all stock market. Now, the king of all stock market, like it or not, is the US market. Now, you can see here, US market has outperformed Japan. If you look back into the last, going back to almost 15 years, the last 15 years. Outperform Japan, outperform EU, outperform UK, and outperform China. And of course, definitely the KLSE. So I tell my members, and I tell you too, if you want to build your wealth, this is the place, ladies and gentlemen. Put your money into the S&P 500. All right. And for our members, we did talk about this also in the long and the barbell strategy. Remember the long portfolio and the short portfolio. That is it. So you look back on here, the total returns for the market S&P 500. Now last year 2024, which is this, it was 25%. All right, maybe let me just circle this, then it will be better. Okay, so we got 25% here. That's a lot. Then we have 26% here, But year 2022 was a big loss, all right? That was a year where the inflation and also they raised the interest rate. Then 2020 was 28%, 2020 was 18, then 2019, right, was the COVID, all right? We all came from the COVID days, right? And then 2018, the market fell 4%, but market dipped a lot, but it recovered back, right? 2018, we all know what's 2018, right? That was a Trump tariff year. Trump tariff year. Right? And 2013, okay, which is the year of snake. The year of snake was 32% for the US market. All right. So if you look back, just now I shared with you earlier on, if you look back into the last 70 years, it may be different. But if you look at 2013, it was 32% return. Right. So I think the US market is the other way around. Year of snake may be a good year for them. But Malaysia, still don't know yet. Okay. So these are important facts. So when you go ahead as you progress in the coming months, and many of you who have come and listened to me over the last 5-6 years on my Facebook and also with our company Trade BSA and SMARTRobie, with your great support, we can definitely grow more from then onwards here. Okay. So let's look at the king of the stock market. Another one is Nasdaq. All right. So if you look back, Nasdaq going back to 20 years. Okay. So 20 years. If you buy the ETF, you would have gone up by 1,263%. That's a lot. Okay, so 100,000 you times 13.6 times. All right. So as I said before, it doesn't take a genius to just buy into the US market. All right, and that's something what I'm doing now, and also commemorate our members. But of course, you don't want to put too much egg into one basket. That's why I want to reduce the trading board performances when earlier on I shared with you in the stock market. Okay, so this one I think you can check it out earlier on. The big move, of course, I hope that what I share with you is no big secret. I'm aware of this, but I didn't know the number is so big for 20 years. Okay, 1,363% upward revised, and you can see XLK, which is a technology stocks, had done pretty well. Okay, compounded rate of return, you can see from here, it's 14% over the last 20 years. Right, nothing big. Dow Jones is only 7%. Right, Nasdaq is 13%. So you want to move with the XLK. Okay. So let's look at the KLCI, or in this case, I use the futures. Now, right at the below here is the year-to-date return. So 2016 down, 2017 up, 2018 down. But you all know, right? I'll show you. Only 2020 was only that year that actually performed. So that's why going to 2025, right now what we have seen, a lot of the sectors like data center, constructions, is all pretty much been priced in. And the market is finding it very difficult to lift higher. Right? Of course, there are some people projecting we'll hit 1,800, which is, we hit that back in end of 2017. Okay, but then since then the market started to flow down in here. We still have a lot of issues with our deficit. All right, and we have a deficit. We still have our government almost close to about 1 trillion, right? Our debt in level here, and also our very close relationship tying to the Chinese yuan now, right? Also, economists were estimating that our ringgit will improve, go back to 4.3. Then so I tell people, please think again lah. And then you always talk about all the oil thing. Remember, our largest trading partner is China, and China right now, like it or not, is actually in the middle of recession. Although they don't have the numbers to prove to it yet, but if you look at the property market, you look at the stock market, it's gonna be what we call a balance sheet recession, pretty much what Japan went through in the 1980s, all right, where the property slump underwent. Of course, they have a property boom in the early 80s, but when we reach out the 1990s and year 1990s, just like the Japanese, they did not want many of their big conglomerate to fail, and same thing in China, a lot of SOE did not fail. As a matter of fact, this is all driven very politically in Japan, and right now it's also happening in China. So I don't see China coming back, and because the China currency are tied very strongly to our ringgit, so when the Chinese yuan devalue, right? What we are seeing in Japan also. Now Japanese yen is also being devalued. A lot of people are feeling the pinch because when the Japanese yen is devalued, food prices get shipped in, or when they import become more expensive. And I do think that many of you who are listening to are feeling, your regular eggs, meat and poultry, especially when coming to this Chinese New Year, a lot of things has gone up, all right? Inflation has gone up. But guess what? Wages are not keeping up. If you are going to the Western developed country like Canada, US, and even Australia and UK, it's even more horrible, right? A set of 12 eggs in US costs you $3.50 US. Okay, $3.50 US. All right, and that's a lot of money too. Of course, people say don't convert, but then again, when you pay your taxes in here, you definitely got more power in there, but the food prices are definitely key. The cost of living are much lower in here. So if you happen to earn in US dollar, and if you can retire and use those money in Malaysia, I think you probably do better. So the chart that you see in here is a representation of our Bursa Malaysia at best. So you can see from 2018 we were all in the red. Can you see this? Red. Only 2024 green. Why? Because we constructed a lot of data centers. We constructed a lot of the MRT3, and the high-speed railway is still pending. The ECRL is ongoing because the Chinese are paying for it. But the high-speed railway, I think Malaysia have to do their part. They are looking at private enterprises like the YTL joint venture with the Vincent Tan, the Bajai Group, to come out with to half sponsored the HRR, because a lot of people know that when you do this infrastructure project, you are not going to make money. Okay, so it's but bottom line is kicking it down the road, and so I do think the best for 2025 for Malaysia is probably be minus 1 or 2%, or best 3-4%. Right, and right now we are seeing the foreign fund has left the market a lot, and which is what you're seeing in here. So if you look at the foreign fund, right, in early end December, yes, the foreign fund did buy only two time only sini saja, and then the market shoot back up. But since then the market go down, you can see lots of foreign funds selling in here. But we need to wait until we hit 600 or 700 million negative, then the market will cross back up. So that's usually the pattern is. So right now it's only minus 300 million. Still have to wait. Market will still sell down. Tomorrow, next week still will sell down one. Next week, okay. So wait for the green pentagon. Okay. So if you have a SMARTRobie, turn on to the KLCI, and you can check it out too. Okay. I don't want to keep too long too. Quickly move ahead so you can rest for the night, but I hope that this will serve as a basis. Don't be overly bullish where what people talk about, what this stock can go to the moon lah, right? But take quick profit and cut loss. So sectors ahead, I think there are probably three or four sectors. The oil and gas, avoid it because Trump is a oil man. It means what do you use a baby drill, baby, drill. That's right. So which means oil is going to be plentiful. It's going to be a lot in supply, and also a lot of cars, a lot of renewable energy is going to come in place. So demand is still going to be good, but oil prices should stay relatively contained. Means not going to go up. But technology stocks will definitely do better. However, our Malaysian technology sudah kiao mati. So if you look at this chart, is the construction, right? It did peak higher. Right now it's falling. So if you want to benefit from the construction, you got to buy back at the low, at the support here. Okay, maybe around the 300 or the 290 level here, because the constructions are driven a lot by the data center. And again, same problem that we have back in 2020. You remember 2020 what happened? The rubber glove. Everybody was chasing the rubber glove, right? I also want to open up a production line to make rubber glove. Guess what? Oversupply. And the same is going to happen for data center too, right? Because a lot of people buy it. And remember, when you learn volume spread analysis, it is contrarian investing or contrarian trading. That's the only way to make money. Where if everyone goes into it, you better avoid it. When nobody wants it, then you want it. Alright, so keep that in mind. So for those of you who are listening, my Muslim friend, you want to buy things when people don't want to buy, and you want to get sell things when everybody wanted it. Then you'll be on the right track. I know it's not easy to do. That's why it's important that you take your profit and cut your losses and you move on to the next stock, which ties me to the next thing I want to talk. So I'll just quickly go through here. Is year 2025, it will be a year on trading, right? Stock market in and out, in and out. Now earlier I talked about go to SMARTRobie.com where our bots here are actually trading autonomous bot. Now we are working with couple of broker houses to implement the proof of concept about our autonomous bot in here. No names mentioned in here, but they kind of see what we are doing. So I'm also forward testing. So eventually I'll be putting some money in here for the US market and also for our local market to test around on it. So we also come up with the new products. This will be launched together with a B2B product where we have our Pentagon Guider buy call, where we have a new rating system in here, which is pretty good, right? We rate both on technicals and on fundamental ratings, and we actually back tested it too. So you can see from here, we have a person, a pseudo person, Lexus, who's taking a 5.5% and holding it for 28 days. All right, so holding for 28 days, you can see that I think this is from January last year until December, made a 37% return. So I'm just going to show you how it looks like from here. Let me just, okay, if I can get this, okay, then you can see much better our representation in here. All right, so you can see from here the number of trades. That's about 87 trades, 55% win rates. Okay, so it's a 55% win rates, which is not too bad, and the profit factor is 1.5, but look at the maximum drawn down, 6.7%. Sharp ratio is 0.5. The biggest take was MNRB 1280 and 1287. So we use a $10,000 trade. So you can see here the period traded, the maximum is 28 days. Okay, 28, some shoot up to about 31 days, right? 31 days, 28 days, right? The kind of period that we use, because we also cross over to the weekends too, right? And you can see here what is the worst loss. Okay, worst loss is 12%, 12%, 10%. And let me just shoot it up here to number of trades. We use the law of big numbers. All right, so we can see here how many trades. You can see Gamuda and so on and so forth, right? And based on our profit target. So our ongoing trades, all losing money. Asia X also lost money, down 10%. The rest is all making, because the market's going down. Okay, market's going down, right? So this is where we are right now. And as you can see, we will be crossing over to a live model very soon. So AirAsia X, let's click on this one here. You can see the market definitely sell off here. All right, the AirAsia X we had here, turn red Pentagon, and the stop loss is actually over here. Right, unfortunately, this is where we right now. All right, if you have any question on how our bot perform, right, you will see more of this in the up and ongoing months. Okay, for our bots in here, looks like we will be implementing this, because a lot of this actually do with automation, how we can automate taking the profit and the loss. So just a quick snapshot. Emotion on the market now is definitely fear, all right, and uncertainty, but use the market stages. Okay, so for market stages, we are in the stage 4. Okay, market still going down, we have to wait for stage 1 here before we buy back, or the green Pentagon. Okay, and again, Pentagon Guider, which is our true product of our company, something they're very proud of. So going forward, right, no year-end rally, we have only 3 days. Use the Pentagon as a guide and trade over to the US. Live well and trade well. And of course, we still have our VSA 360 premium membership, which we regularly promote. And of course, we like to invite you for you to join us. We had a few new joinees, and we come to the end of our live talk, and do re-watch this video, because a lot of important nuggets that I've shared with you in here. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room for all our information and market. So with that, I bid you a good evening, good night, and I'll be back next week on Monday on the Breakfast Show. Good night.